Welcome. I'm Laura Watley with Freedom Trans Dedicated, and today we will be talking about back to school safety. In the next several days, we will see students returning to school after summer break. Pedestrian vehicle injuries are a leading cause of death for children ages 5 to 14. That means your drivers need to step up their safety around school zones, crosswalks, bus stops, and wherever else children may be. Here are some back to school tips. Be familiar with school zones. Get in the habit of noticing where school zones and crosswalks are on routes that you normally take. Accidents, including pedestrian accidents, are far more likely to occur locally on routes with which drivers are more familiar and comfortable. Stop for school bus lights. Always stop for school buses with flashing red lights. Drivers approaching the bus must come to a full stop for the duration that the red lights are on. Some school buses have flashing yellow lights also, which means that the drivers may proceed, but with extreme caution. Bus drivers often engage the flashing yellow lights before the flashing red lights, signaling that they are about to stop. Obey crossing guards. School crossing guards are given police training and the same authority as local traffic enforcement in most areas, so disobeying a crossing guard could get you in some serious trouble. Remember that driving on major streets where crossing guards and crosswalks are observed is safer than taking a shortcut side streets where children may be unattended. Anticipate the worst. The speed and the distance of oncoming cars is more difficult for young children to judge. Always anticipate the chance that a small child might run in front of you by slowing down and preparing to brake. Be careful around parked vehicles. Be especially careful in areas with parked vehicles on the side of the road. Children waiting to cross may be especially difficult to see behind parked sport utility vehicles. Turn your headlights on. Drive with headlights on in areas with children and pedestrians. The AAA says that the use of headlights can reduce pedestrian accidents by 25%. Avoid using cell phones when driving. Cell phones are a known distraction. Never use handheld cell phones while driving, and never use hands-free cell phones while driving in school zones or any other area with children. The same goes for activities that distract the driver, such as changing the station, looking at some notes, or reading maps. Avoid reversing. Try to avoid reversing the vehicle in areas with children. It's more difficult to see short children and attend to your car's blind spots while reversing. Don't speed. Remember that the speed limit in most school zones during school times or when children are present is 25 miles per hour. Bad weather or areas with limited visibility will require a lower speed. Your visibility to pedestrians, your ability to see them, and your stopping distance all may be greatly impaired by weather or road conditions, so follow common sense and slow down. Don't honk at pedestrians or cyclists. The noise could possibly cause a startled child to trip or fall and be in a dangerous position for other approaching traffic. Even if you don't have kids in school, it's not hard to see the increase in school buses around this time. Laws vary by state, but usually you have to stop if a school bus is loading or unloading, no matter what side of the street it's on. The only time a vehicle is not required to stop for a school bus is when both vehicles are on a 4-lane roadway and the bus is stopped in the opposite direction from which a driver is traveling. Any other time, a driver must stop before meeting or passing a school bus that is stopped and loading or unloading passengers. This includes any 2-lane roadway in rural areas and within city limits, any roadway, highway, private road, or parking lot located on school property. A warning will be given by a school bus at least 100 feet and 200 feet in rural areas in advance of a stop. The bus driver will flash lights on the front and at the rear of the bus. The school bus stop signal arm will be extended after the school bus has come to a complete stop. A driver approaching a school bus from the opposite direction must come to a complete stop and remain stopped until the stop signal arm is no longer extended and the flashing lights are turned off or the school bus driver signals vehicles to pass. Passing a school bus while its red lights are flashing is illegal in every state. A conviction for passing a stopped school bus with flashing lights and the stop arm extended will result in the suspension of an individual's driver's license. For further information on back to school safety, please click on the link below. And thank you.